Alright, whatever. Why has it changed again? I don't understand. This Focusrite audio device really doesn't play well with OBS. Like every time I open OBS, all the settings change. I don't, or like the gain of the microphone changes. I don't understand. As an audio engineer, I I really don't understand audio devices as much as I should. Right. Okay, I'm making progress. I should actually fix this string before I do anything else. Here's the file. Whoops, don't open in WordPad. Why are you doing that? Nerdbar. History. So I'm nearing the end of this gigantic stupid refactor. I have... Oops. Can I please type correctly? There we go. I have 42 of these to-dos left to do. Some of them are very big to-dos, and some of them are small. And some of them are medium-sized. And but I've got things to the point where like I've gone through. I had like 400 to-dos to go through or something like that. But I've done all of the ones that allow me to like actually get things to run again, at least. And then there's a bunch of things that I know are broken because of these to-dos that I haven't done yet. And also there's going to be bugs that I've introduced. But I did enough to get things actually running again just because I wanted to see visually this new history thing working. So I have this history panel now. And so what this is, I'm going to make a proper video about this because there's a few other new things that are going to be added as well. So I'll do another video where I explain like new things in Blockhead version, whatever it will be. But yeah, I have never used Emacs in my life, but as I understand it, the way that Emacs handles undo and redo is basically what we're doing here. So to put it simply, it's like the act of undoing is itself an undoable operation. So you never lose any work that you do. So if I start creating tracks, so everything that you do will now appear here in a list. So I could create a bunch of tracks, for example, rename a track to like that. And then I have this thing where some actions that you can do will have like additional data that I can present here. So for example, if I set the color of this track to green, for example, then it will put a little green thing here. This is literally, I have like 300 different things that you can do in Blockhead, like 300 redoable actions that exist. And I literally have to go through each individual one and decide, like, is there any extra information that I would want to present here or not, and what kind of information and how to present it. So I've done a few things just for manipulating tracks. Also, some of these actions, if you do the same thing multiple times in a row, like if I change the color of this track like this, and then do it again, so change from yellow to red, for example, instead of adding another action here, it will recognize that you're doing the same thing twice and it will merge it into the same action. So it doesn't create another action. And same thing for like changing the name. If I change the name of the same track to something else, then it will just merge it into the existing action. Or change the mute over and over again. And the amplitude. I did the same thing for the amplitude. So modifications to tracks are looking very good because I just happened to like go through all of the actions just because I wanted to see this in action. I went through all of the actions for manipulating tracks, and I went and figured out which what actions should be merged together if you do multiple of the same action in a row, and also like what extra data can I present on the right hand side here, just because it's sort of nice to present the data, I think. So now you, instead of going like undo, well, that's interesting. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Resizing lanes should be an undo redoable operation, but it isn't at the moment. But anyway, you don't have to like undo and redo in sequence anymore. You can just jump back to a previous program state, and it will just go there instantly. So this is the first thing we do. We added a track, and then we added another. But you can just jump around randomly, and then normally, if you'd go back to, if you'd like undo back to here, for example, normally the way in a classic application, like the classic way of implementing undo and redo, if I was to now do something else, like add a new track at this point, all of this branch of the history would be discarded essentially, and you'd never be able to get it back as soon as I make a change from this point. If you undo to a previous location in history, and then do a new thing, then you just discard all of this. But instead, now I'm doing what I think is the Emacs thing. I've never used Emacs before, but I think this is what Emacs does. If I, for example, create a new track here, then what it's done is it's created an action called recall state number 2, because we rewound to number 2, I think it was, and then add a new track. Actually, that one should be, I think that should be state 1, right? I think that's presenting that incorrectly. Oh, no, these numbers are incorrect at the moment. This should start at 1, not at 0. I'll fix that at some point. So we created an action to recall that state, and then we create a new track. And so now if I don't have Control Z wired up at the moment, but if you were to Control Z, that would be basically go back by 1. Then we go back to this state, and then Control Z again would undo the action of redoing. So we get back to here, which normally in a normal application would be all of this work that we did would just be lost forever. But now it's always here. So I don't know if like Emacs like does anything to make this stuff like understandable, because it's not like intuitive exactly. But I think having this visualization in Blockhead makes things sort of more intuitive what's actually happening. Also, I want to draw some kind of visualization between this item here and where it goes back to. So I might draw just sort of some kind of like curved line or something just pointing back to that state. And then if you want like the classic like undo redo behavior, then all I need to do to implement that is just, if you're doing undo redo like one by one, then when you get to here, instead of going back into this branch of the history, it would just follow that dotted line that I'm going to draw to the state that it refers to. So you'd go undo, and that's giving, and then redo would do the same thing. It would skip over that branch of history, so it would go redo all the way back to here, and that's giving you exactly the same behavior then as the old version of Blockhead. But I don't think anyone would actually care that much. I think they would just be happy to just have the new way of doing things. So anyway, my mind's wandering now. So what was going on with? Oh yeah, I need to. So resizing lanes is not actually creating actions at all. Let me investigate that. Hold on, have a sip of this coffee first. Yeah, so I just got things running so that I could at least play around with this, but pretty much everything's broken. I think if I do this, then creating blocks is a bit janky. This is loading queued for some reason. yeah, blocks are completely broken. But, oh yeah, then we get a crash when I try to go back. So there's a lot of stuff that I need to look at. What happened here? Let me have a quick look at this. It's not finding this line, which makes sense. Okay, I think lane 16, it should, if it doesn't exist, then it should skip. That's what it's looking for, right? Lane 16, it doesn't exist in here. But it does exist here? If I look at this data structure here, so yeah, probably now I'm just going to be muttering to myself as I try to debug all the problems. So this, we have 6 lanes here. And objects, 6 lanes here. So what happened? Get sequence for 16. Mm-hmm. 16. How interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there at all. What was that other thing I was going to do? Oh yeah, the lane resizing thing. Is that the same issue? Oh, that's exactly the same issue. Okay. No, it isn't. It's a different issue. Choke rendering. Wait, is it? 55. There's a good chance as well that this might be down to one of those to-dos that I just need to implement. There's a chance. What's happening here? We're going through these breaths. 55. Interesting. Let me think about this. Check images. Lane's check images would be marked dirty. Yes. Hold on, let me try to understand this again. So I went like that, Then I'm going back to this state, which means the block instance shouldn't exist anymore. And then the sequence hasn't been updated, I suppose. Is that what the problem is? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Process notifications. Oh, right, yes. The order of these is important. That's what it says here. So this is happening, but this hasn't happened, I guess. Lane sequence. So dirty seek. Target size changed. Breath list changed. But that doesn't happen till afterwards. I get it. Because it happens in multiple stages. Yeah. I know exactly what's going on. Dirty choke image. No, not this. Okay, I understand. I haven't thought this through. I've written this I tried to be clever about it. And I'm realizing now that what I thought was clever was not clever. Check flag changed. No, hold on. This shouldn't even be happening. Okay, let's see what's actually happening. Let's do this. I want to know when this happens and when this happens. This happens when this changes. That's fine. And then it updates the choke image as well. There's... Oh. Oh no, don't tell me. Don't tell me that std apply doesn't work the way I think it does. Don't tell me that. Someone's posting something through my letterbox. Is that my landlord? No. It's political canvassing. Right. What's happening? Create a new track. Now, why is this happening over and over again? That's odd. Okay. That's really weird. This shouldn't be happening over... Oh! Oh, no, this happens all the time. It just doesn't do anything, right? Okay. So I'm going to do this. Okay. Click. Stop. Then go back to here. It notifies this, notifies this. Here we go. Update sequence. Yes. That's not what I'm looking for. Updating the sequence is not. Hold on. What? Somewhere it updates the list of block instances that are on the lane. Which should look something like add. Not there. Lane added. Where does it do that? It's not there. Location changed. Lane changed. Am I just confused about how this works? Lane. We have a list of block instances here. I'm in the wrong file. It should be here. Here we go. Yeah. Edit. Where was it crashing again? I've completely forgotten. I do delete all these breakpoints. Do this. Click here. And it breaks here because it's iterating through list. It's iterating through the sequence. Which is apparently not up to date. Start again. Do this. Please put a breakpoint here and here. Click here. So it is updating the sequence. This should result in an empty sequence. But apparently it's not. So let's have a look what's going on. Refs 0. This is empty. Okay, then we get to here. Then we go in here. Refs, you motherfucker. This doesn't make sense. This must be returning. Yeah. Stop. Continue. Now get back. So this bit we know works, but this bit we go into here. Oh my god. Wait, is this the bit that breaks? No. Oh, that's just returning the lambda. Okay, go here. This is fine. Here. In range. Damn it. How do we get into... I don't know how to step into this location. Let's look at this sequence. It's got 1 in it. 1. Where's this coming from? I see exactly what the problem is. I can see exactly what the problem is. This should be like this. Otherwise it's going to get it from the current program state, which is completely wrong. This entire namespace that I'm editing here is a bit problematic actually, in that regard. Okay, that's going to cause a compile error somewhere. Obviously, I should really update these other functions in the same way. Maybe I'll just do that right now. Hold on. What's happening here? Oh, right. Yeah, let's update these other ones. Like this. Wait, no, does it? Do I even? I don't think I actually need a... I think it's just this one, actually. What do we have here? Okay. Is that not a thing? No, get Flask. So I have all these esoteric names for things. Here we go. Yeah, I always need that parameter actually. And then we're safe if we do that. God, I hate that thing that pops up. Blocks what you're doing. I guess I need it here as well. Please go away. Go away. I should maybe remove these overloads where I'm just doing this, because then it's less chance of making this same mistake in other places. Alright. So now I should be able to go, yeah, thank you. Put this here. Okay, good. And what about going forward? Yeah, blocks blocks are just complete fucked at the moment. Okay, let's investigate the lane resizing thing. I think that was just never an undoable or redoable action. And then I think it's a bit buggy as to if I create a bunch of trucks, resize this, for example, go back to here, then go back to here. It's not very good in. I think that state is just not being managed correctly. So I should have in here lane header size. This is the size, but the size is a bit weird because there's like a remembered size and then the actual size depending on what the user's doing and whether the lane is expanded and all this stuff. Trying to remember where the hell it actually happens. Is there a lane resize something? This file. Set height. Oh, resizing a track. Right, these are not considered significant enough actions to have like undo a redoable state, but let me just think. So that doesn't create an action, and maybe you could argue that maybe it shouldn't. And also, oh god, now what's going on? Okay, track minimizing is also very broken. And track dragging is also broken. Okay, there's a bunch of broken stuff. What does this do? See, it's remembering this state and then recalling it. If that's not undo and redoable state, then it shouldn't even belong in that data structure. The reason that's being recalled is because it resides in the data structure that is used for undo and redoable and like which data is saved to the project file and so if it's not undoable and redoable and shouldn't be saved to the project file, then it shouldn't be in that data structure at all. So that's why it's being recalled, because I'm just recalling the entire data structure. Yeah, that's just weird though. Because yeah, then you can resize it, but it's not actually being written to this action. So that when you rewind and go back to this action, it gets whatever it gets. It seems to do something random, which is interesting. Let me just understand why that's... I want to understand that. Let me just do a bit of thinking. When I rewind to here and then go to here, it always does the same thing. But if I rewind to here and then go to here, it does something slightly different. Why would that be? I don't care. I don't care what the reason is. I'm just going to fix it. So a really fast way of fixing this is set lane height. And that's a translation string that I haven't written the English for yet. And then there will be another one here, action set track height. Oops. I have to do this. Yeah. So this is quite satisfying in that I've set things up in such a way that this is so easy to just make this now like a first class action. So if I go like this now, oh, okay. Ah, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. It's happening every time. That's quite funny. Every time you move the mouse while dragging. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So I can't do it like that. Remove these empty lines left over from the refactor. So it's when you release the mouse button is when the action should be created. How does this work? Drag. So on mouse button, stop. Primed, how does this work? Primed. Oh, on pressed. Okay, I understand. So, So I've written this in a bit of an odd way, so I'm just trying to decide how to adjust it here. Yes, okay. So this happens depending on which handle you click on. But then there's a generic, anytime the mouse button is released, we just stop. But then we don't have any way of figuring out what we clicked on exactly. Or do we? Where's this set? Okay, let's do a lazy thing. Or should we do a variant? Let's do a variant. Hovered item. Pressed item. Hovered item. Pressed item. Oh, this should have no arguments because I have let's just do it like this. item. Oh wait, I need a monostate. If not hovered lane and not hovered track. Okay. What? Wow, I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense, I guess. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've never tried to do that before in my life. Alright, let's just do this. Okay, so now I have to make sure I reset this. When we stop, if we have a squash these down into single lines so that everybody hates me. Pressed lane. Now we do this. if it changed. So if hold on, let me think. This is a bit subtle. Because again, there's two lane heights. There's the user preferred lane height, and then there's the actual pixel lane height. So I think I want to compare if put drag start size. Is not equal to get user height, then commit tr action set lane height past this. They said I had to add another thing to my variant because that's the first time I've accepted a float as a piece of extra information. So float, and then history point. Okay. Do the same thing for tracks, even though track resizing is broken at the moment. Get minimized height. Sets track height. So these should have been compile errors earlier, but they weren't because MSVC has got confused about what object files need to actually update. So I'm going to have to do a rebuild at some point. Yeah. How many more of these? Okay. So now if I resize this, when I let go of the mouse button, it crashes. Interesting. Well, I think this is because I need to do a rebuild. Most likely. I think Visual Studio is just confused. I think I went all day without having to do a rebuild, and as soon as I start recording, we get one of these annoying issues where the compiler gets confused about what needs to rebuild. So probably now I'm going to get a much more compile errors because it just skipped building files that it needed to rebuild. Unless there's something I missed. Something I did wrong here. Didn't think so. Yeah, there we go. I think it was editing this file that caused all these issues. Oh yeah, I guess while I'm here I should add these strings. Just have a glance at these to-dos while I'm waiting. Oh yeah, I have to do all these. Oh yeah, that stuff. Oh, this file I should be able to delete now, I think. I don't even want to think about that file actually. Another one? Okay. Resize this. Set lane height to 346. 216. Oh, they're not being merged together and they should be. Oh, because I didn't tell it to merge. That is also really easy. Now, because of the way I've set things up, I could just do this. There we go. Another lane. So now, if I undo. It's still broken. Or is it? Yeah, it is. See, that's not recalling the correct height, actually. If I go from here to here, then it remembers it. If I go from here to here, it doesn't. So it actually wasn't... Seems like it wasn't actually an issue with the fact that the actions weren't being created. It was something else causing this weirdness. So let's actually just see what's going on. So when I go from here to here, it should figure out that the height of that lane should be 482. Let's see it happen. So I go to gemcraft. No. I should go to beam react. Lane. Header changed. So nothing's actually happening. I don't understand actually how it's changing at all. It would be, I don't even know what the action is called in the UI system. UI, let's look at this. Lane. There must be a UI event somewhere. Lane. Is it just geometry? It would just be a UI notify. Lane geometry changed. That must be what does it. Yeah. So actually I just want to look at this file. Right. So when I go from here to here, should be 0, 1, 2, the third lane. The third lane. So it's the first one, 6. No, there's only one lane. Oh, it's the third track, not the third lane. So 1, 2, 3, this one. Height, get height, 482, exactly. How does it get the height? It gets it from there. Oh. So it doesn't even consider the user configured height at this point. It's literally just getting it from this data structure. Right. I should, instead of just doing get height, I should do something else. Let me think. It's because it's so stupid. It should be simple, but it's stupid because of the way that the height of the lane interacts with whether or not it's expanded and the behavior of the focus shortcut. So it's a bit weird. It's not as simple as what height did the user make the lane and just read that variable. But what is the correct behavior? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because it's like a remembered height. It's also the height that the lane should go back to after you unexpand it. So let me think, what should happen? We're just going get height, reading get height from that data structure. But that data structure is not actually I don't know what I want to do here actually. Okay, I think it will work. I think it will. If I can enunciate correctly, it will work correctly if I just say it's expanded. It's expanded. What's X in this context? If it's expanded, that doesn't make sense either. Oh, how should I do it then? Let me think. Right. Let me think. Because the actual pixel height of the lane is not a piece of data that is like saved to the project file or anything like that. What's saved to the project file is the user's preferred lane height, which is the height that it reverts back to after you unexpand the lane. When it's expanded, it goes to the minimum expanded height unless the user's preferred height is already bigger than the minimum expanded height, in which case it stays there. So what are we meant to do? What are we meant to do? I know what we're meant to do. All we do is the following. Flask craft. We go to this bizarrely named file. And we go when the lane is added, we set the height at this point. We set the height. I don't remember how we do that. Geo height, yeah. Set. Get initial lane height. Gem. Now, like this. Get initial lane height. Put this up here. Initial lane height. Hold on, no. I just pass in this lane like this. Like that. Okay, right. What do I want to do here? Is expanded equals tin expanded. No, There's no such thing. Lane header. Oh no. It should never be expanded. Lanes are never expanded when they come back. When they come back into existence, they're not expanded. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, if they're never expanded when they come back into existence, then you just return lane header size, which the name of this variable should be user height, but it's size for some reason. So that's just going to set this pixel height to whatever the preferred height was, always, when the lane comes back into existence. And it will never be expanded, because that's not part of the saved state. I think that does exactly what I want. So expand this lane, go back to here, 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 here. That looks like I fixed it. If I expand this lane, okay, good. Okay, this is working exactly how I want it to work now, I think. Insert lane doesn't work, does it? Doesn't look like it. I noticed that earlier as well. I need to figure out why insert lane doesn't work. Where would that be? Do we have some kind of lane context menu? No. Context menu. Context menus. Do I have a lane context menu, or is it part of the track context menu? Track context menu, click lane. Add insert lane, insert new lane. Why does this not work? If I insert a lane here, for example, a position 0, header local position 0. What's gonna happen there? That's a bit weird. Hold on. I need to react to that position. It never occurred to me. Because this add what's that doing? I think it's just adding it to a set. No, it's adding it to a table. Then in commit, what happens? Gem. At some point, we should generate track lane list. This thing. Track lane list. Make ordered lane list, but we're going to end up with multiple lanes with the same position because we haven't modified anything, I think. Lanes. Vic. Yeah, I never thought of that. So when a lane is added, when a new lane is added, this is pretty easy to address actually, I think. When a new lane is added, we just need to have a little look at the position, and if it's being insert, if we can see that it's being inserted, then we need to modify all the positions of all the other lanes on the track. Just trying to think, do I have the same issue with adding new tracks? Because tracks are always added at the bottom. That would come here, add track, add new track. Make header for a new track. Yeah, this is always added at the bottom, so that's not an issue actually. Okay, so it's just lanes that have this issue. Okay. Let's have a look at the track. Insertion pause. If insertion pause is less than track lanes size, and now let me think about that. So if it's if there's 5 lanes, I'm so bad with this kind of stuff. If there's 1 lane and the position is 1, that means it's being inserted at the bottom. Otherwise, it's 0. So yeah, this is great. So if it's less than the number of lanes, then we need to rejigger everything. In what way? So if it's like 0, 1, 2, and then we insert at 1, then it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let me just have a little think. Okay. Oh, should we do the thingy? Using namespace. Instead of doing heap allocations, we can do this thing. Whoa. Okay. Copy. Check lanes. Begin. Blah blah blah. Sort by position. Pass in width. Position local. Okay. So now we've got a sorted list of the current lanes. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to figure it out. There's surely some really simple way of doing this. Oh yeah, I just insert at the point where I want. So lanes, insert, insertion pools, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then we go through each of the lanes and update the position. Set the lane at here to geo position local I. What kind of integer is that? It's actually an int64 for legacy reasons. Okay. That makes sense, I think. So if we're not inserting at the end, get a list of all the current ones, order them by the current position, insert into the list, and then update everything. Why did that not work? Signed, unsigned. What is this? In 64 again? Now what? Oh, you can't use curly brackets like that. This is the same issue. Now what? Now it's complaining about local position, is it? Position local. Lane header, geo position. that. What header did I change that is causing all this? Oh, I changed this file. Oh, it's because I deleted these lines. Yeah, this is used by everything. It's basically the entire code base is rebuilding. Because I removed these lines from this header. I should really delete this file. Because this is not used anymore. Okay. Hopefully, if I did everything right, I should be able to add and also insert. That didn't work. What happened there? Hold on a second. Add lane? Okay, that's broken. What did I do wrong? Sort by position, blah 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 blah. Position local. So we get the current lanes. What did we do wrong here? Let me see. If I insert it here, what I'm expecting is insertion position 0. Yes. So then copy all of the current lanes into here. 7, 6, 9, 8, 10. Insert at position 0 the new lane ID, 11. So now we have 11, 7, 6, 9, 8, 10. Then all it should do is set the position of each of these. And that all seems correct. 11, 7, 6, 9, 8, 10. So it goes yada 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 yada. And then that should cause this to trigger because the the position changed. So we get here lanes. Insert everything into a vector again. 7, 6, 9, 8, 11, 10. But then we sort by local position. 11, 7, 6, 9, 8, 10. So that part's fine. But it does not result in what I expect to see, I guess. If I insert there. See, that's not right. Insert. Insert. Lanes. 7, 6. Ooh, okay. What could be what's the problem here? I think I need to restart and do a more simple test. So if I make this really big so I can differentiate, then insert at the beginning. What does that do? It inserts at the beginning successfully. And if I insert at the beginning again, it seems to work. Insert, and then it fails on the third try. Let's just do that test again, just to make sure it's consistent. So make it really big. Insert, 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 and we end up with something on the bottom instead. So let's see what's going on. Insert. So we should have one lane here, lane 6. Then we insert our new lane, lane 7, at the beginning, like that, 7, 6. And then we set that one to position 0, lane 7 to position 0, and then 1. Okay, fine so far. Then do the same thing again here, so insert at the beginning. So this is 6 and 7. So the current configuration is lane 7, then lane 6. Insert a new lane at the beginning. Should be 7, 6, and it is. Insert 8 at the beginning. So now it should be 8, 7, 6, and it is. And then we update the positions. So it should be 0, 1, 2. There we go again. Now this one breaks for some reason, so let's see what's happening. So it should be 8, 7, 6 currently. It's not! Why is it 7, 6, 8 now? 7, 6, 8, what the heck? Track lanes. Okie dokie. Track lanes is being modified by something else. Apparently. Track lanes. Track lanes. What? Hold on. Oh, no. That's before it's been sorted. I'm not sorting, you fucking idiot. Sorry if you were screaming at your computer. Please sort. Otherwise, oh my god. I hope nobody watches these videos. I imagine it's extremely frustrating. What am I doing? Right. Insert. It works. Insert here. Insert here. Add lane at the bottom. Insert one here. Insert one here. Insert here. 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 Okay, it's working. I should make a Control Z work. Or whatever it is. What's redo? Control Y. Shortcuts. I don't know if this is commented out at the moment or what it's doing. Undo. Oh yeah, I want to delete this file. Let's delete this file. This is not used anymore. That's the old history stuff. History. And right, undo. Go to beam update, undo, redo. It's going to be really easy to implement. If the history position is greater than 0, set history position. If, yeah, thank you. We go here. History.h. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that one. Go back to here. Beam, undo. This used to pop up a little message every time this happened, and now that's not going to happen. Where was that? Was that in here? Yes, right here. I can do that in here. It's not going to have the extra little bits of information at the moment. It's just going to be text, but that's okay for now. So workspace pop-up message. I really need to go to the toilet. Workspace pop-up message. Translate. This file's getting a bit big. Oh, a bit messy. I should move some stuff somewhere else, but so TR. TR. Just do that for now. So that's that, and then I do redo here. Get rid of that. Just had a thought. Do I still need to... Oh yeah, I need to fix this. I need to say if MB... What's happening? Button index is... What's happening now? I've broken something. What did I break? What have I done? Oh god. I broke something. Oh, I accidentally deleted that. Right. Oh wait, I don't need that. Don't need this anymore. It's going to be another one in setup. Oh yeah, I need to figure this out as well. This is going to be way easier though. Let's just return true always for now. What's going on down here? Oh yeah. This is what determines whether or not Blockhead will ask if you want to save changes. Oops. And now, hit clear. Yeah, I also need to figure this out. There's more stuff to figure out, but again, I think it's going to be easy. That's how this should work. Delete that. Commit pref positions. I don't think this exists anymore, or is not used anymore. Commit pref positions. Hold on. Commit pref positions. Oh, it is used, but it's not written correctly, so I need to change it to my new thing, which is to go beam commit action name. That's it, I think. I don't need any of this undo, redo or undo data anymore. It's literally just this. Beam commit. How do I do it? Oh, like this. Okay. Disk full! Oh no. Hold on. Let me clean some stuff up. Shit. What do I do about that? Well, I've got 19 gigabytes free. Invalid file or disk full. Disk is not full. Okay. So something's just broken. Let's just delete that object file and go again. Hold on. Beam update. Okay. Forgotten what I was doing. Oh yeah, the undo redo stuff. So Control Z. Control Y. Cool. Very cool. And then if we start again from here, then we get this recall state thing, which is going to be, I think, more intuitive once I draw my visualization to point to where it goes to. But I was thinking I would also add like a legacy undo, which is like, be like Control Alt Z or something like that, which would just make it so that once you get to here and then Control Alt Z, it would jump to this symbolic link that it would have. But maybe that's a bit overboard on this stuff. But yeah, everything's... The idea works. So now I just need to fix all this jank with... like this is all broken, obviously. This is not working correctly. It just disappears. And then it's like not responding to this at all. Yeah, but that's probably some small issue. And then there'll be a bunch of other bugs that I find probably. This doesn't do anything. Don't know what that... Okay, that's probably because of those to-dos that I just added a second ago. And yeah, I need to work through all these to-dos. I just added more. I have 50 now. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment.